Communist China is broken. And I do mean that. I know it's often said, but trust me, I mean it. And yes, I say this about a nation that starts with 1 mill and 1 usable civ. That's all they have. But thanks to the new focus tree, they have become very strong. And to really push that to a limit, I want to find out today how fast we can win the Civil War as Communist China. So without further ado, Araman, historical, and go. 1936, we have nothing. We do have nothing. What we do have is a new focus tree and course over all of China.
Yeah, boy.
That is gonna be important. But why? Let's talk about later. For now, let's do the first focus. Put an end to the Sufan for stability, political power, and political power gain. Yeah, we will have a lot of political power gain, which already makes me love this focus tree. Okay, you know how I like my political power. I will do a lot in real life for some political power in HOI4. I'll tell you that much. Then let's place down some mills. And I would say quite important, gun and gun. We need gun. We will need gun. There's other research that I would normally take, like engineering or some industry, but we don't have any factories. We also don't really have research. What we have is a lot of enemies. So yeah, gun. As for army, I will consolidate it a bit. For now, I will switch to these units over here because they have more punch. You see 27 soft attack and 11.6 breakthrough. That is important in the beginning, while the militia has slightly more breakthrough, but less soft attack and is more expensive, at least infantry equipment wise. So what I will do is I will go a bit into artillery for now, away from guns. I will queue up guns again because I do want them very soon, and I will switch all of my templates to this one and let it drill for a bit. But with the early clicks out of the way, let me actually define today's challenge. My first idea was to see how fast I can get to this focus, but there is a slight problem with this. This focus tree is a bit broken, Saga. It shows you 3 provinces you need to control, not own, so you don't need to end any wars. But if you look really close, the focus only wants you to control 1 of those, meaning I basically just need to own Beijing and can click this focus. You're starting to see why this might be a slight problem. We're gonna own Beijing quite early on. And of course, to really win the Civil War, I also need to defeat the other China. And you might think that's a real bottleneck. No, not really. But I don't want to spoil too much. Just know we're gonna have a lot of fun today. Quick decision over here. I'll take the political power. Beautiful. First focus is done. What I would like to have now is a second mill, but I would like to do this focus here first because it unlocks decisions to raid border defenses, making later border skirmishes easier. And yeah, those take some time to prepare, so I will just queue this up and then go down here. So that is done, meaning I will go down this focus now for repairing our army a bit, and we unlock these decisions over here to do border skirmishes. I will prepare this one over here first because it's more important. 90% chance, very good. And once you have some more command power, I will queue up the other one. And because we've collected some political power, what I will do now is something you might not expect. I will not get anyone in the government. I will go over to this warlord and justify a war goal for a core state because it will take some time, and because we retake a core state, we never lose this war goal. So yeah, if you lock this in now, I just don't forget about it. And yeah, we're gonna take Beijing very early. Non-aggression pact for some political power. I'll take that, especially because they give me this province over here for free anyways. So I don't really care. You can do whatever you want. I will get them later anyways. Because yeah, they just get annexed by nationalist China at some point. Now let's just say I'm not very scared about the Civil War. I am not. So, gun research is done. We can go a bit into artillery, and we will need the train. Yeah, Communist China doesn't know what a train is. It is one of these nations. But we're already down the second army reform, already making us quite a bit better. Let's go down this here for more division attack. That's gonna be super important. And a mill. 25-day focuses, by the way. These go super quick. And we can also try to go for this garrison over here if we're greedy. I don't know if we need to, but I will prepare it because it doesn't cost a lot. I will now switch to guns because we're fairly done with artillery, and I can wait for the mill. But we do need guns now. And with that done, with a lot of other good focuses here, don't get me wrong, we don't have the time. I will go down over here now and do the westward expansion first, allowing us to take over states by winning border skirmishes. I will also get myself political power. Very nice. 15%. By the way, this raid was a success. So we have very little time left. This here was also a success. Really, really good. With this event over here, we have 2 choices. We can either lock ourselves out of here and prepare for the historical route, or go the other way. I'm gonna be honest, we're gonna go down MAO today, the historical route. It is pretty good. This focus is done. I will immediately go down the other. This might actually time out. I don't know. What I will do now, I will also start this border skirmish now, bringing everyone here, starting that. And yeah, with all the bonuses we get, we should just win this. We don't need this province, by the way. This is just us the greed build, but if we could get it, it would still be good. What I need to do now is do this focus over here, in which we create the Chinese United Front, and this is super important. We need to create it, because if we are not in charge, everything becomes harder to do. And for a challenge, I want to be in control. So I'll do this focus early. I also got this province down here now, because they retreated. That's the focus they can do, and they will always do that. So I get the free mills there. Beautiful. We also don't have a coal problem, because we actually have coal in our provinces, but that is not too important right now. And yeah, we're winning this border skirmish over here. Also, the war goal is ready. So, one, we got a province. We really don't need this province, and this might have been a mistake, because, yeah, the bonus modifier from Shaanxi has already timed out. But if I do this, giving us some planning, and this becomes easier to push, plus if all our units regain strength, we should be stronger than them. If you ask yourself, why did I attack the western ones first and not Shaanxi? It is because we are gonna form the Chinese United Front now, and we can't do these border skirmishes against our allies. And they will immediately join, while Shaanxi doesn't. So they're not all 100% prepared, but it's kind of now or never, so let's go in. And yeah, we seem to be winning this. Yeah, we're winning. This is super important. We need to win this, otherwise we don't have a border to this warlord here, meaning we can't fight them. I'm also building more troops because, yeah, we need more troops. And yep, they are falling apart. This was the harder way to do it, by the way. This was most definitely the harder way. But we got a province, meaning we got some industry. I will put more into what we already produce, which is artillery and guns. You know what? Actually, one truck, and I will steal myself some trains. I will also click this decision over here to remove a negative modifier from a province. I completely forgot about that. What I will do now to boost my nation is go down a conscription law to gain all of that industry stuff back, because you see there's a lot of negatives in service by requirement. So let's go to extensive. And yeah, this is a very ADHD challenge run, I can tell you that much. Our enemies here have, oh, they have a lot of troops, but most of them are over here. So there's now two theories of thoughts. We attack immediately or we get out some more troops. I would say we get some more out, prepared or not, so we have more to pin, and then we just strike fast and capitulate them as soon as we can. And for that we need to own this, this, and this. Those 3 victory points are enough. But yeah, let's go in. Gonna go down to speed 4 and pin everyone. Those troops are staying here for now. I mean, we're kind of lucky because we have the alliance now, so they kind of want to protect everything. But I can tell you, as soon as we go a bit further out, they will be scared and they will ring the alarm bells. I hope they will go against this here and not against the capital city. And we did the first industrial reform, which is really good. I will be continuously rushing down our focus tree over here, so let's rally the peasants. I need you all my peasants, please come. We're already in the first city here. More people want to join. Yeah, they can all join, by the way. I don't mind. I want more people in the Chinese United Front, the better. Now we only need this city here, and that should be it. Yep, that's how you win with an inferior army against a superior enemy. Welcome to all of the things you need for the People's Republic of China. Everything is checked. We can just form it now. Even better, the game kind of bugs out now, and if we don't want to join the war, we don't have to. Yeah, you heard me right. We can just not join the war. We don't even need to do the Civil War. You can do this. It gives you a war goal against China. You just don't have to declare the war. You can still do this. You just need to be independent and own one of the provinces, and one of them is Beiping. I think Paradox, you meant to say you need all of the states and not just one, right? I'm just gonna say this might be a code typo, but it is a very funny code typo. And because I know the Japanese will attack us very soon, like very, very soon, I'm already building a little bit of forts on these 3 provinces here, because this over here is very well protected. It really is. These 3 provinces less. So having a strong fort over here and some decent ones over here could do a lot. Plus, I got myself an army morale guy, a genius even, same price as the reformer, and gives us more army experience. Very good. Plus, I'm gonna use political power ones to gain more stability. That is very good. Makes MAO stronger and gives us more stability. We're also done rallying the peasants, so let's continue down and get this. For more political power and more decisions for the power struggle. In the background, I'm also building militia units, and yes, this has a reason. Very good one even. But more about this in a bit. For now, we're just gonna continue rushing down the focus tree and get Mr. Mao Zedong in charge, giving him more power in the power struggle, making him a better leader by turning him into the de facto leader, and giving us a negative effect for mediating general secretary. And we have this until Mao is completely in power. So down here we lose it. Basically saying, okay, there's still some infighting in the party, and once we're down here, we're just dominating the politics of the party, and there's just us. But yeah, with our gained political power, I will get not another advisor. You might think that, but no. I'm gonna get myself this company giving us political power. Quite a lot even. Yeah, Communist China has has industrial concerns, giving them political power. And you think, okay, yeah, that's a bit weird. They also have high command. Look at this. 10% political power again. Yeah, they are a little bit political power-wise broken. A little bit. But yeah, now we are up to nearly 2 per day. Very nice. And if we help MAO even more, we can get even more. And that's a percentage modifier. Those are very good. You also might have noticed right now, the Japanese are coming. Yep, we don't have a lot of time. But I would really like to finish some of that fort line. Most importantly, this fort over here. But I would also like to have the 2 other forts. So I'm gonna start building on those. Plus, at some point, I would like to have anti-air. So you know what? I will actually go into anti-air. We also have enough army experience to get our very first doctrine. And we are gonna go down People's Militia for something I teased before. We can make militia a lot stronger. Like, a lot. In a way of, it shouldn't be this strong, but we can. And thanks to MAO, which we can employ as a military theorist, we are even faster. So normally, this doctrine should be something you take maybe quickly at the beginning before you get an actual doctrine. But I'm very sure we're just gonna stay with this, get all the buffs that militia has here, and then combine it with guerrilla warfare, which also gives us militia buffs. That's beautiful. And both of them are supported by MAO. It's pretty strong. And then we look down the focus tree and see over here, we can buff militia again. And then you notice something else. If you go to our leaders, which I kind of forgot, there are militia officers, which make them stronger again. Yeah, we're gonna work with militias this time, and we get a lot of modifiers to make them stronger. I gotta say, this strategy is from Mr. Feedback Gaming. He did give me that hint. I did a test run. They're pretty good. For the beginning, we have not enough of them to be amazing. They're not space marines, but they are better than infantry, and you can just spam them. They're nice. Anyways, MAO is in power. Let's do guerrilla warfare, because the Japanese will just declare war now. There you go. The Japanese declared, and you might have noticed something. Not on us. We are not part of this war declaration. I think us taking these provinces here kind of bugs out how the war declaration works. But to be fair, I will join this war anyways, because if I don't join, my allies have a problem, and I don't want them to have a problem, so I will join. So China, let me in. I mean, fake China, let me in. Fake. Woo. We let everyone join to help us. That is very good. We'll actually draw a real field marshal order here. You already see this port over here is performing a bit better thanks to our garrison. I want to have a lot of naval invasions down here to take away pressure from this front line, so we actually want that. So the first few days is super hard to hold out, but if you can hold this port and this front line in the north, we are basically winners. The Japanese attacking here is also super good news, because it means they spread out the forces. Hope they already have a lot of other naval invasions prepared. This should make this a lot easier. All I need him to do is to put a lot of units away from here, so we can start to regenerate our units and build more guns. But yeah, for now it seems like they're out of force attacks, and we are winning. We might even be able to hold this one over here, and China's giving me more divisions. I'm just gonna steal that, and that opens the south. But to be fair, more front lines over here are good news for me, because it spreads out the Japanese units, and that's something they can't afford right now. They don't have that much units to spread it out. They have better units, but they don't have a lot, at least compared to what we will have very soon. Also, again, political power, I'll take that. Beautiful. We're already at 2.2. Also, just notice our railway system is not connected. Yeah, I tend to forget that, so let's do that. Okay, the second naval invasion is super unlucky, because it's down next to us. We got guerrilla warfare. What we will need right now is some Soviet aid, because we need guns. We're really buying on guns right now, and if our units had some guns, it would actually perform way better. Let's just see, currently they just don't get a break. But People Militia is leveling up. We get arm experience. We can also go down right now. Oh, actually, it is more expensive. I forgot this is actually a normal doctrine. We can't do that yet, but what we should do is we should get MAO. I forgot about that. Yeah, we should get MAO. MAO is important. We requested the aid. I will go down asymmetrical warfare right now for better People's Militia bonuses and good modifiers for army. It just buffs what we already have. I will also try to get this encirclement done before they push down here, and then make a quick front line over here. The good news of this landing was that they didn't have a port, and we reacted quickly, meaning that they lost some units, and at the beginning the Japanese can't really afford to lose units, therefore that's kind of good news for us. And their front line is already thinning out, so you see a lot of units from here are gone. That is super good news. And with the Soviet support I can deploy more militia. Like literally for the beginning we just need more men. We want to be defensive for now, and we want to use the industries we just gained to build an army that can actually fight the enemy. But holding Beijing is so nice. It is literally amazing. I will also use my arm experience to reform my militia units, to also use artillery, give them a bit more of a punch, maybe even make them 14 with, which is the closest I can make them to 15 with right now, and declare this my supreme army unit, converting all of my units to this. So we only working with militia now. Trust me, it is good. And they're doing it again. I might actually just try to stop it this time because that would actually link up. Super unlucky to do it exactly at the moment where I try to reform my army. That is not lucky. And yeah, next army reform is done. We don't need manpower. We really don't. But we need resources. So we'll do this, you know, yoink some enemy guns. And while I'm fighting, we get political power so quickly that I really forget to invest it. This is a very sweaty fight. I mean, for now, I could actually go away from political power and get this guy for factory output and less consumer goods factory factor, which I also want. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm also still busy repairing forts, so we'll deprioritize this and we go back to building mills because, I mean, the forts did the job. We held out a bit longer and that's exactly what I need them to do. Survive in the north long enough so the Japanese kind of really thin out the units and we have a chance to survive. And in the background, we're building one more militia. I mean, I just deployed some to save the supply up over here. And that's a lot of free units. Thank you very much. This focus is done. Okay, let's get this one. Cheaper gun production seems pretty good. And yeah, because the Japanese are so far away from the supply up, they have some supply problems here. I don't mind that. I will not even push them out. Them losing material here is everything I need. Amazing. They can't push me and they lose stuff. Perfect. In the north, we have the mountains now, so we're also holding out there. And in the background, I will just boost MAO because it gives a lot of political power and stability. Both nice. Let's also go down guerrilla warfare. We actually just like the first modifier the most anyways. And this one over here for urban attacks are nice for a few cities, but overall, I just want people's militias and the first modifier. Together with this, good modifiers, not gonna lie. But I would say, with all of this out of the way, let's go down the political tree again and get that done. Because not gonna lie, all the negative modifiers we still have, I don't care about. You know, the planning is wave attack, so it's not that needed, right? And new naval invasion. It's just naval invading me here. That's so annoying. Let's research more gun while they're busy doing that. And let's go to war economy. I do want that. More mills. So I'm risking a bit of a push to take away one of the airports. It would be very nice if it worked out. Come on, go in. Chop, chop. Beautiful. We took away the airport in the region and stole a supply hub, which means if we continue attacking like this, they might genuinely have a problem. And yeah, sometimes it's all about risky pushes and proving to your enemy that they can bleed. We'll also do this here to halve the cost for infiltrations, because right now they will cost 100 after we finish this focus here to be able to do infiltrations, which are super nice. We really need them, but for something you might not expect. This over here just halves the cost, which makes them a lot better. And we have a lot of political power anyway, so this is pretty easy to do. Not yet, because I'm still, you know, filling up my cabinet, changing all of my government stuff, but super good. And yeah, we are actually having quite a good time over here. I know where the naval invasions are coming from, but yeah, we secured ourselves a little bit of a buffer zone. Got new factories, because yes, those go to us thanks to having this region here. Otherwise, all of this would go to nationalist China, which would be bad. So yeah, good news. Again, new naval invasion, this time down here. That is super good news. That means there will be another front line where they have to send units to. And the more they're fighting the other China, the more I can expand in the north and take over the factories and manpower, meaning I grow stronger and the other China grows weaker. Yes, that's literally the strategy. We're gonna be a shitty ally. That is it. That is the strategy. So that focus is finished too, allowing us to bypass this one over here. Very important for us. This focus, propaganda efforts, allowing us to increase our faction influence by 5% in the Chinese United Front and gaining more faction influence from area guerrilla warfare and infiltrating decision. That really adds up. And we already have a lot of influence. That was way more at the beginning, by the way. That is why it's so important that we create the faction, because then we start with a lot of influence. And that influence is going to be super important in a bit. Like really. Over here, we have a lot more things to get. I would say we try out operational reserves, living off the land for less attrition, and maybe professional army corps for more experience, countering our negative effect, and more command power. I'll take that. As for our high command, maybe another guerrilla fighter. Otherwise, I see no one I really need. I guess supply consumption could be good. Or more political power. I want political power. I'm sorry. The other one is better, by the way. I say that. I was confused why so much more Japanese units are over here now. It's because this naval invasion failed, and now they're doing a new one. I hope this wins. It looks like it does. And then we should have a way easier time pushing north. Also getting this port over here for the sole reason that we reduced the supply. Beautiful. As for the focus tree, let's just continue down here. More recruitable population. We don't need that. And manpower when we infiltrate a state. Yeah, we don't need that. It is okay, but yeah, we don't need it. I do like the power struggle thing for MAO, so I'm gonna take it. And I mean, we need the focuses below, so I would have taken it anyways. But yeah, that is okay. Government-wise, we don't need this. We don't need this. I could open up the market for bonuses. Yeah, I'm gonna go to limited. It's fine. Now I'm gonna use my political power for other stuff. And we got new units. Beautiful. Let's get a new militia leader. Yeah, we're still still building units in the background. It is slow for now, but as I said, the more we push, the more factories we gain, the easier this becomes. And yeah, you see now, supply problems. Beautiful. I will stop pushing here, let them die inside, eat your supply problems. I would love to get this supply up over here, so I'm gonna try to push for that. We might actually get it. Yeah, once again, taking away supply from them and giving us supply in the region. Plus, we did actually take over the state, so it means once again, more industry, more guns. I need to import a bit more steel now, but I really don't care. That's, by the way, the difference between nationalist China and communist China. Their nationalist China is already big and has more industry. They have really deep problems, and you can't get rid of these buffs quickly. While communist China has some negative buffs over here, yes, but you can fix them quite fast. We'll also start infiltration now, and new naval invasion. That is actually beautiful. Them opening this front line over here is good news. And yes, focus tree-wise, we'll just go down the path over here for making MAO stronger and getting stability from party popularity. We have 100% party popularity. This is a good modifier for stability. But yeah, I'm just going to take all the warlords units to hold the south. I really don't care about this. We put all of our quote-unquote professional army, which is just militia, to the northern front line and attack here. I'm even drilling my new army here to make them even better. Very cool. We can even use truck supply now. Yeah, we can. The problem is trains. Really? Oh, generally missing trains. I didn't know that. And naval landing over here. You know what? That seems maybe dangerous, but jokes aside, it might generally be a blessing because that's just free kills, especially if they both walk into one state. And this just really becomes a free kill. We can make Mao the supreme leader now, giving us Maoism for good political power and some other good modifiers. The last two being the best here, with capturing equipment and more defense bonuses, and ending the power struggle, plus removing a leader that we didn't use. We don't need compliance. I mean, we already have cores everywhere. Why do I need compliance? And yeah, those units are gone. Good kill. Thank you for your landing. Goodbye. And yeah, they're pushing down here, but as I said, they have to push all the way over here to defeat China. I'm just gonna use all the warlord units they give me to protect my own home turf, and that's it. Might actually try some pushes over here. Yeah, we are actually pushing into entrenched positions, and that just shows how good the militia units are, because they are just straight militia with one support artillery. That's all they are, nothing else. I mean, for later on we can add artillery, so we could actually get this here, or we could work with support companies. I don't know if we can afford that though. Oh, but breakthrough from support companies is super. I'm gonna do that. I never do this, but this actually seems great. And here we even get bonuses for support artillery and all infantry. That's actually amazing. We need engineers. Oh my god. Better gun? No, don't care. Give me support equipment. Yeah, I don't know what support equipment is. I didn't have the time, okay? That's a luxury research. And yes, in the background, more infiltration. We want to reach infiltration level 3, because then it becomes very expensive to remove. And the AI most of the time won't touch that anymore. And we need to reach 50% faction influence. And if you want to know why, let me just show you now before I tease you again. There's 3 different choices or focuses that you can do before you proclaim the People's Republic. And one of them, as I said at the beginning, is a war goal. We're not going to do that. The other one is puppeting China. If they accept to become a puppet, for that we just need to be in a faction with them. But the last one is amazing. We need 50% faction influence, and we can just annex them if they say yes. If they say no, we immediately declare war, and they get a harsh negative modifier. But yeah, this is good. We want to do this. Pre-Civilwar, literally. I'm starting some pushes here, and the other China is funnily enough pinning, which makes this super easy. They're not winning anywhere really, but the pinning helps a lot. Might actually help here, because this is an encirclement if I just did. And yeah, they got themselves encircled again. Very cool, Japan. And they land with a tank. Yeah, goodbye tank. We also finished this focus over here. I would say what we want to have now is a research slot. This over here, I care less about, but it gives us an agency. Enforce Maoism, making our units just straight up better. That's really good. And the 100 regiments offensive, giving us straight up defense and attack bonuses for some time. Plus we gain more influence, so that's also good. I'm gonna do that, and then we go over to the 2 other things and get all of the bonuses over time. Also, I defeated the puppet in the north. Very nice. And if we close this encirclement over here, I might actually be able to push into Manchuria. And yes, this looks like it goes to the other China. It doesn't. It just is a graphical bug. When we control the entire state, you will actually see this is mine, but not theirs. It is an HOI4 artifact from the good old days. I don't know. It's mine. That's what counts. They actually fought back the naval invasion over here. That is crazy. Capable China is something I didn't expect. But to be fair, the beginning was super hard. I do very much recommend these forts and even start them a bit earlier than I did. But yeah, once I survived that and they started to land more in the south, this has become a lot easier. And the naval invasions become a lot weaker. Yeah, I think with that capitulated here, we can literally just push. We'll deploy these units. I will maybe even have to create a new army with with, of course, militia leader, woman, and scavenger. Super good. Actually, super good general. I will use her and put her at that front line. Beautiful. I'm gonna use some AI brain farts to just push forward because they've decided to not protect us and just put a unit out of this port. Okay. We also get offensive bonuses now. I'm gonna go for the research slot, which we literally get earlier than the other China, which is super stupid, but true. And if you get this port over here, yeah, we got supply now. This is so stupid. Okay, I'm just gonna push. There's no one here. The AI pulled everyone out. I don't know why, though. Yeah, we even got the supply up, and it's a huge city with a lot of resources and industry. That is amazing. The war might just be won now, okay? I'm gonna be honest. There's a free encirclement over here. Beautiful. Goodbye, troops. Oh my god, they're so dead. They're so dead. I was very careful at the beginning, right? I didn't really activate any attack orders or anything because it tends to waste a lot of your equipment. But I feel like at this point where I just can't micro everything because they're just so incompetent right now and everything is open, this might be a good thing. Goodbye units over there. And yeah, let's just go for the victory points, steal a supply, and I think this is one. Looking at the war participation, we're doing a great job. Looking at the influence, we're also at 40%. That's pretty good. Let me build up more of that infiltration in China. And yeah, Manchu capitulated. How? I never saw them capitulate this far. Okay, this might be, I don't know. It started super hard. This was harder than my test playthrough. The AI was way more aggressive. But in a way, I think they just burned themselves out super early, meaning they have no equipment anymore, meaning they have way less units now, and I just win. This is winning. And yeah, I'm still using militia. This is all militia against professional Japanese units, and we're just demolishing them. No supply problems, just, you know, everything together is beautiful. Encirclement after encirclement, goodbye. We are way faster than them, which is not the norm against Japan. Most of the time, they will just outmaneuver you. When our industry now, how much did we gain? 24 mills, 35 civs. And we can use those civs to build more mills. This is beautiful. I'm just gonna say beautiful. You know when I would normally do this push? Normally, I would say wait for World War II to start, get up to 60 world tension, and then evac the Middle East for guns so you can finance this push. The World War didn't even start, and I'm not short on equipment. This is nothing. This is just the new units I opened up. I might actually just have to go down over here and prepare the influence for everything else, because this is a problem. This is just way too fast, and I don't want to have that time where we don't do anything, because that would be a waste of time. So let's go down over here and attack China. So we can just click this focus, and then this focus. Beautiful. Korea has also way more supply hubs now, so this offensive is kind of super easy. Yeah, I'm gonna use you over here as a coast guard, and the rest of you, beautiful units, prepare the reconquest. And yeah, look how much political power we get. Nearly 3. This is beautiful. World War II has started in the background. I kind of don't want to help China yet, because I want them to be at the war when I demand their annexation. So I'm just hoping I can get more. Oh, they actually gain a lot of participation. Yeah, let's just do a push then. Yeah, normally I would have not ended the war before I annexed the other China, but this went so quickly this time. They would just generate more influence by winning battles, so I actually have to end the war so they stop generating influence in the faction. This would be bad. I'm just winning for them, so the war is over. They stop generating points. But yeah, let's get Maoism. The political power will be helpful in getting more infiltrations done. And we kick them out. I don't know. I think we can't end the war before the other China is gone, so just gonna be nice and play Coast Guard. And yeah, now we're literally just waiting for that. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. We have 50%. Stop everything. I love you, Mao, but we seek peaceful reunification now. I don't know what happened, but we just gained 10%. 10% faction influence. So yeah, now is the point where we could have gotten guns from the Middle East, but I mean, we still could. But let's just say it's not that big of a priority anymore. And yeah, I knew they would do that. Literally a naval invasion right before the focus goes through. So if China says no, I have a double problem. I love you, Japan. Thank you a lot. But yeah, he accepts. We are the only China left. Let's go down the People's Republic of China. This should also end the Japanese war, by the way. I'm pretty sure now that I'm the only China left, they will ask me to end the war. As long as nationalist China is around, I think they can't say yes. We also inherit the entire integrate our puppet system, so I guess we can use that to our advantage. But at the same time, it's kind of broken. We might be better off just annexing them. But yeah, let's get rid of the last few Japanese troops that do exist here. I'm also gonna keep half of the nationalist China army, turn them into my militia, and Coast Guard, just in case they say no. As for the challenge, 1940, April, I am the People's Republic of China, focus is finished, and the other China doesn't exist. Actually, no other China exists, just warlords. And we're gonna clean it up now, the video is not over. I will make this beautiful. Let's actually get Maoism now. Turn Xinjiang into my puppet, very good, because I know at some point they just randomly like to become a Soviet puppet, so I kind of preempt the strike that. I don't know, I don't trust them. So we've enforced Forced Maoism, giving us good political power. Actually amazing. Okay, it's not 4.1 good, because we're not doing a focus, but it is good. I would say let's ignore all the war stuff, because, yeah, I think I want to build an industry. Let's do that. And this over here gives us temporary more political power, while this over here gives us better industry, but we already are in control of most of China, so we have a lot of industry. We do need political power, though, for asking all the cliques to join. And I think with our power, we can puppet most of them. The only reason I'm doing it this way now is not because I want to do it this way. Normally, I would like to just end the war and just eat them by, you know, the conventional means. But I'm pretty sure, even if I change the rules of the faction to doesn't matter what they do, I can always kick them out. Oh, yeah, actually, I can kick them out, but it might have serious consequences. So maybe I don't want to find out. You know what? I'm just going to do it this way. I'm not sure if puppets are bugged out or not. And I think they actually are bugged out, because when I reduce their autonomy, they become colonies instead of integrate warlords. So probably it will take me a bit longer to integrate them, but I have so much political power, 3.1. I'm still praying that Japan ends this war, by the way. I really don't know what I could do different, because I ended this war before. I had the event as Communist China. I just didn't get it this time. No idea why. By the way, I also never moved our capital. Maybe I should do that. That's a lot of industry, because you also get a decision over here to move your capital, but that was not really worth it. Yes, I get some infrastructure, but this was a timed thing. I didn't want to waste the days. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's do it. And political power-wise, we have again 3.5. It is crazy. Temporary for now, but crazy. And I always forget how early we are in the game, because Japan is not fighting anyone else yet. If nothing else happens, I will try to piece them out with, I don't know, paratroopers or something, but for now, I will kind of pray that they will give up. Anyways, new puppet, very good. I mean, they do some naval invasions. I'm not gonna say successfully, but they are trying some things, I guess. Capital is moved. Beautiful. Allowing us to do something cursed. We could actually go down a democratic route, but I'm not gonna play the same China twice and go back to nationalist China. No, we gotta stay with what we started. Rapid progress for faster building speed, especially with civs. So yeah, let's get that. And there we go. New naval invasion, new me, and God. That is, yeah, no comment. I think to integrate my puppets faster, we'll just do infrastructure projects in them. Classic. And yes, we're also catching up with technologies. We are very behind on research. I don't care. But China is beginning to look very red. And with this focus done, I think I will not go into the external expansion yet. That's not worth it for me. But what I will do is fix my nation more. So let's finally fix the state bank, get back a lot of our industry, and even get a good modifier if we employ the state bank, which I won't do because I love the political power. This advice, on the other hand, is pretty decent, so I might get a... Oh, I just spotted a Japanese got this land, and instantly my puppets walked in and took it. Isn't it great to have friends? I did also just spot my manpower, and I never really checked. What is my industry now? Oh, yeah, that's quite a bit more than 1 civ and 1 mill. It's not amazing yet. We have not centralized, and I still have this negative debuff, plus I've not done any industrial efforts yet. But it is, jokes aside, on an average, counting mills and civs, 64 times more what we had before. That's a lot. That's actually a lot. And in the background, Japan is just doing naval invasions, which funnily enough makes me really weaken them. 3 kills, literally. Okay, first warlord said no, so we'll have something planned for them. We have also officially reinstated the bank. We can, funnily enough, go down a civilian build, which I will do. I'm building civs right now. Next warlord said yes. And I do like how they're called provinces now. Like, they're not cliques mostly. I mean, some of them are still, but it shows some centralization. I like that. That's kind of cool. Can also make a colony. Oh, be careful. More expansion down here. You can also immediately, I don't even know why, reduce Xinjiang again. And now they're a puppet. Cool, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of bugged out for Communist China, I think. But to be fair, it's better than no systems. I'll take it. Next choices here. I will go down paper money because very good modifier here, meaning we can't go above limited exports, but that's actually fine with me because knowing how coal currently works, I don't want to give away my coal, which will be reworked. I already saw the announcement from the HOI4 team. There's already a rework and some technologies planned. But for now, yeah, keep your coal. And over here, I'm gonna be the good guy and ban opioids. I'm sorry, my addicted people. I like the political power too. Oh, it is actually a lot of political power. Oh, I have to hold back, guys. I have to hold back. No, we're gonna ban it. We're gonna ban it. I'll click it before I can change my mind. It's what Mao would have wanted. And last warlord said yes. I don't know why this warlord said no. Yeah, you know what? It's time to find out what happens when you kick out someone out of your faction mid-war. I can tell you, so far nothing. And over here, I am joyed. That's annoying. But yeah, nothing happened. I think it's because everyone is already my puppet, but I don't care. Let's integrate them more. The political power I get is beautiful, by the way. It's actually really good. And because we control this region over here, we will even get nice resources in terms of rubber. Meaning our modernization will be even better. We're doing even more things than what China actually did. We're actually getting Vietnam. And they keep on invading Korea. I believe in you. You can do it. It is a few losses for me, but to be fair, we don't care. Japan has also officially declared war in the world. Still not willing to give me a peace treaty, by the way. We got our war goal. I hope they don't join the Allies or anything like that. I was scared because I saw United States and joint faction. Thanks God the United States joined a faction and not my warlord over here. And we got them. Oh my God, this is stressful, I tell you. But yeah, the Chinese land is now officially under us, directly or indirectly. Yes, I will still unite it, and yes, I will end this Japanese war. We're not going to do a half-finished campaign, I promise. So yeah, I think that's the Japanese weekend even more. They lost all of the rubber over here, and most importantly, the naval access. Yeah, they're not gonna have a fun game against the Allies. I've done way too much damage to them. Like, losses comparison, this is the entire war. I lost 500,000. They lost 1 million to me. They have double of our losses, and we did wave attacks. We worked with militia. They had an air force. They had everything, and we still beat them with wave attacks and guns. This is beautiful. But following the industrial tree, we can now do rule service, giving us a decision to get more building slots. Not important, but I do like the industry bonuses below. Fixing our negative modifier over here. And yeah, we have quite a good amount of positive modifiers. I mean, that's bad for a year, but it will turn into a good one. So overall, we are fixing China fast. And that's what I mean with the other China is way slower. Communist China is super small, but once they get going, they just explode in a good way. I do be a bit sad that once you integrate them more, they lose the red color because they change puppet type, but it is what it is. And I know there's a mod for that, but I'm lazy, I'm sorry. But anyways, let's fix our agrarian society and make a reform. And yeah, there you go. We can waste 30 political power for one more building slot in a random province, and we can do it 5 times, so it's okay. It's not great, it's okay. I did also just notice when they stop being a warlord subject, they lose the super nice modifier for reducing their autonomy, which is super sad, because it means we will need so much more time to integrate them. So yeah, we'll just send them equipment or something. We should be able to do it. But yeah, launch industrial efforts, reduce autonomy. Let's do the 2. Wise, 3 times. Okay, we have no more warlord subject anymore. I guess kind of sad, I don't know. And I'm just gonna send them a lot of equipment to reduce their autonomy. Plus build in them. And down here, 2 choices. Either we do the 5-year plan for a super good modifier, but we have to hit a certain amount of mills and civs, otherwise it will count as failed, which would be bad. Or we do the shorter markets plan, which gives us a not as good modifier for less time. Yeah, this just seems better. The 10% construction speed is just nice, versus the 5% over here. And we can still promote urbanization no matter what we do, so yeah, let's take that one. We also lost a negative modifier for banning opioids. Less consumer goods, more political power, beautiful. Can even open our economy. And immediately I'm missing steel, very cool. And yeah, we're still swimming in political power, meaning very soon our first annexation should be fast done. And urbanization is also done. Let's get the last research slot. We can also do more urbanization, get more resources, that's also good. And max factories are also good. There's a lot of good stuff here, jokes aside. And yeah, we're now an urban society, very cool. And we can also annex our first puppet, beautiful. I will immediately delete the units we're immediately missing coal, because of course we do. Every time you gain factories, you lose them immediately to something else. Which means I will do more land leases with the rest of the puppets. That's basically all I'm doing right now, by the way. I'm just doing land leases, wait for political power, and might or might not build up transport planes for a certain Japan here. Yay. By the way, if you know why I'm stuck in this war, please tell me. This is, I don't know if this is supposed to work like this. If I would not be in this war, I would have just eaten up all the other warlords. I would have not cared. But I didn't want to risk it with the warning the game gave me, so I'm taking the long route. I will also be a bit cheeky and try to get back the provinces in the south from the Portuguese and Britain, and we'll see how that works. I did just notice that I forgot a slight thing called engineering research and never got myself the radio. How did I win the war in China? Oh, this is so funny. Militias are so good. It is true. The focus is done. Portuguese said no. The UK said no. You know what? I'm just gonna get the war goals. I'm not gonna attack the war, but maybe, you know, if I'm bored. Gonna cheekily do this. And yeah, I got it. Japan didn't even really join, which makes this very easy, and we can core this land now. Beautiful. Don't think about it, what I just did. It's free land. I can core it. It is beautiful. Okay? Okay. Part of the industrialization efforts, I promise. Yeah, we finished the first year of the 5-year plan. We have it very soon done. The moment I start building mills, we will have endless mills. I just didn't build mills yet. I built my puppets, which have super bad infrastructure, to reduce their autonomy. And I gotta say, yeah, very soon they are integrated. It's just waiting for political political power. I will also deploy my cheeky little paratroopers now and drill them a bit. We can also do the finalized industrial plan, which we didn't yet, but apparently we can do that, and get once again more construction speed, more efficiency, and more base efficiency. I take that. That is all super good. Gonna the next clique, and yeah, I think the rest I'm just gonna do in the background quietly, because it is not that interesting. It is just sending enough equipment once, which brings me to a level where I can reduce their autonomy and then integrate them after by giving them even more. So yeah, it is not interesting. I gotta say, there has to be a better way to integrate, because it does feel like that if you unite China really quick, the unification was more of an afterthought in the DLC, because everything up to here is super cool, but then here's no decisions to really integrate the rest of the warlords just to defeat the main China. And it feels like the game planned that the nationalist either has an alliance that you have to fight with the other warlords, or already integrated all the other warlords before you can integrate them peacefully, which didn't happen because we were that fast, right? So I don't really know how to feel about this, because all of this is great. Just here maybe a decision to quickly integrate the warlords, or give me the system the other China has, which we kind of started with, and then it kind of bugged out, and now we have normal puppets that we can't decrease fast. So yeah, this would have been already done probably a year ago. I wasted a lot of political power in the meantime. We could have already integrated way more. So gonna try that, and it works. Didn't get a port yet, but it might be possible that we actually get the one in the south. Yep, we do. Okay, all of my units come over. We are fighting Japan. Yeah, I'm surprised this worked. I didn't use paratroopers in quite a while, and I always underestimate them, but they can get this done very well. Yeah, I think we got this. I think a combination of all the islands have to defend, plus all the battles they fight over here, plus all of the troops we already defeated, means that the Japanese don't really have anything going for them on the home island, because I'm gonna be honest, this is a laughable garrison. I would have expected not a lot, but this is even less than what I expected. And best of all, I'm pretty sure they still have a good navy, right? I want to steal them. Gotta be honest, we need a Chinese navy. The downside is I already lost 40% war participation, so I'm not sure what I can get. Don't forget, I still need to take all of this. We never pieced out. I never got this land. And you have to take so much of Japan, but I think after Fukushima we should have this. All right, yes, 4% missing. Come on, please, please, game. But not gonna lie, 1943 for a normal China would still be amazing to defeat Japan. And I'm a casual player, as I always say, like I don't min-max that much. I mean, even with this, I didn't really min-max. Mostly, beginning of the war was hard. But aside from that, it was pretty chill. For myself, I will take a few puppets. Could even puppet all of this down here. Preparing Siam as a puppet. And yeah, there we go. It already starts. I will also try to puppet Japan for myself, because jokes aside, who went there and did the job of defeating Japan? I remember not the Americans. While this is going on, I will add some war operations and some resource rights and steal some navy. Yeah, overall speaking, I'm super happy with this peace treaty. If it turned out how I wanted it to be, I never know sometimes. A lot of nations puppeted. I took over all of these islands over here. I puppeted at Japan. I puppeted at Korea. Best Korea. The man, the legend himself in charge. Made myself some more puppet states down here. Got all of the resource rights. So we're pretty solid on that. Might need to import some more coal. Classic. And we are out of the war. So now, just some cleaning up. But 1943, total victory over the Japanese. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. Especially because I stole some navy. And if I want to have the rest of the navy, all I need to do is to just integrate the Japanese, and I would get the rest of the navy, which is also not that impressive anymore. And yeah, by the way, we also secured Taiwan. Yes, I took Taiwan. You're welcome, okay? I still love that it's called the Chinese United Front, by the way. That is beautiful. We've also finished industrial reform in the background. I think I never got a notification for that, but yeah, our industry is looking pretty good. And our modify is also very nice. And if you want to know how boring this is, yes. And there we go, the Chinese century. Turning this into a 100% positive modifier. Very cool. And giving us a bunch of war goals I will never use. And Chile has a war goal on me. Why? But yeah, let's ignore that. I'm just gonna integrate the last warlord. Beautiful. Didn't even do a focus for that because I just need political power. And officially proclaim China united. Ignore this, okay? I'm not gonna take care of that, okay? But if you zoom out, China united. Beautiful. Enormous industry, endless manpower, super good resources that I could get even way more if I had political power. Yeah, I know I said we had endless political power, and then I need to integrate all of the warlords, and a Chinese united front with Japan. And yeah, I gotta say, this was good fun. As for my templates, I just used this. This was my end template around the time I had industry, I just used this. It was pretty good. And those were my paratroopers. Overall, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I could show off how strong communist China can be. My supporters, I love you, and everyone else who's supporting me through just watching, very much appreciated. It does help a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna be on a week-long break now, just after all of the uploads you might have noticed. Get my creative juices back. See you all next time. Until then, bye.